Hi everyone, Natalie Cutler-Welsh here. I am the go-to girl for social media and networking. And today I'm talking to Mari Connor from Marigold Marketing Group. And I've got Mari here. I wanted to do an interview with her because she is awesome on Facebook advertising. So the topic we're going to cover is ninja tricks for Facebook advertising. And if you want the full lowdown, then you can listen to our upcoming podcast on gotogirl.co.nz. But in the meantime, here's Mari with her lovely screen share PowerPoint. Hi, Mari.
Hey, Natalie. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for having me on. So today I'm going to talk about, what Facebook advertising can do, particularly for small businesses, to ensure that you leverage the power of social media to kill it in your business this year. I make an effort of only using proven profit-building strategies to ensure that we can maximize your social media budget. So the first thing I want to cover is how many of you feel like this when you're creating a Facebook ad. I know that when I started, not even when I started, this happened a little bit more often when I started, but even today, Facebook advertising changes so quickly that there are times when I feel like taking my laptop and throwing it out the window. So I'm willing to sacrifice for you so that you don't have to go through the same heartache that I did. Why listen to me? Who am I? So my name is Mari Connor. I'm a Facebook ad specialist, and I live and breathe online marketing. I do it for a living. I spend quite a bit of money to regularly train with the country's top social media experts, including Gary Vaynerchuk, Natalie Sisson, Nick Unsworth, and here I am actually with my namesake, Mari Smith, who was named a top 10 influencer in social media by Forbes magazine. So I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I've helped small businesses, medium-sized businesses, individuals build their brands, and I'm here to help you today. So today you're going to learn why Facebook marketing should be a priority for your online marketing. Why Facebook ads should be a priority for your online marketing, some of my personal secrets for increasing likes, engagements, and getting your posts seen, and how to actually make money using social media. So why Facebook as opposed to all the other social media outlets out there? First of all, 1.28 billion monthly active Facebook users, and I believe that this statistic was covered probably within the last 2 months, so that number is actually probably larger as of the time that you're seeing this presentation. 102 million people log on every day to Facebook, and that's only growing. Social media is now the top internet activity. There was a time when people made an effort to stop by specific websites, or they'd go on Google to search. Now you take a look around at any bar, restaurant, doctor's office, and you're going to see people with their heads buried in their phones. And a lot of times they're spending money, or they're killing their time on social media outlets. Facebook itself has almost 7 times the engagement as Twitter, so it's been around a lot longer. People are used to it. They're used to the interface. They're comfortable with it, and more people spend more time on it. Average time spent on Facebook is at least 20 minutes per visit, and that's considering that people do pop in and spend time on Facebook more than once a day. So that's quite a bit of time that people are spending. And finally, Facebook advertising is still accessible to small business, although it's getting tougher and tougher. So if you're going to get into Facebook advertising, I recommend that you do it now because I'm actually seeing a lot of competition lately. So how is Facebook different than other social media platforms? First of all, Facebook has the most developed targeted advertising tool on the planet. We've never seen anything like it before. If you want to whittle down and find, let's say that you sell broccoli and you would like to sell broccoli to a specific zip code or a town nearby, and you want to hit, let's say, housewives or stay-at-home dads. You can actually target the gender, the specific zip code or area, and just people who talk about broccoli. So again, unlike any other medium on the planet, you've never been able to laser target your specific niche audience like you can with Facebook. And the reason being is because they've been around longer, they have oodles of cash, and they've spent time and money perfecting their advertising tool. So now we'll get into the first of my Facebook ad secrets, and that's how to build the number of likes on your page for literally pennies each. And the first thing you want to do is create a like ad for about $10 a day. Target your ideal audience, use a great photo that creates a mental and emotional connection, and use this phrase in your ad. Like if you love, and I'm going to give you some examples of this. And I do highly recommend, if you can afford more than $10 a day, to actually create multiple ads at $10 a day each, just for a day or two, so that you can see what photos and what copy and what headlines might work best, and get you a lower per like cost. So the first
Mari, I'll just jump in on that slide there. I notice you've got like if you, and it's a capital Y on you. Is there any reason for that?
I just like to draw attention to the words. So I want to keep the audience involved. No, there's no particular reason other than my experiences that people react better to copy there's a little bit of mix of capitalization and words that are capitalized and not capitalized.
Great.
But no specific reason. Are you still there?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one that I'm going to give you is 2 Men in a Truck is a moving service out of Phoenix, Arizona. And one thing that the owners of the company told me was that the majority of the clients that they move own pets. That just happens to be a part of their niche demographic. So we decided to create an ad. And on Facebook, there is nothing that works more magically than pictures of animals. So we created this ad with a cute little picture of the little puppy with the couple in the background that says, like if you love your pet. Now, it may seem like that phrase has nothing to do with moving, when in actuality it has everything to do with their target market. So here's an example of the like if you love your pet. Here's an ad that I've run for a local business, for a local steakhouse, and it's the same thing. I'm using the phrasing like if you love a great steakhouse, and that's again, we're just trying to pull in, and we're trying to pull in folks who enjoy steakhouse experiences. There are a number of steakhouses in the area, so people do have choices when it comes to the steakhouse that they want to go to, but we really want to capture that you're going to have an experience at Durant's. The second secret that I'm going to teach you today is if you use the Boost Post button, you must run the Boost Post for a minimum of 3 days to be successful. Now, what's a little known fact is that Facebook actually created the Boost Post button right around the time that they were about to go public, and they just needed a way to make some fast cash. This was actually one of their advertising options that was not as fully developed as the Ad Manager or the Power Editor, excuse me. So they created this button, and again, friends in the industry have done some split testing and have determined that the Boost Post, you might as well create an ad if you're just going to run an ad for a day or two, but if you're going to use the Boost Post button, make sure that you run an ad that's a minimum of 3 days. And Facebook ad secret number 3 is Mari's best practices. Now again, this information is going to vary from page to page, but in general, based on the pages that I manage, I've determined that the best days of the week to post, when I get either the most engagement or I generate the most clicks to my clients' websites, is Thursday and Friday. I found that the best time of day is either just before, but most of the time just after lunch. And I think it's because people have, they've gone to lunch, they're a little bit relaxed, and so they jump on Facebook to see what's going on with friends and family. And that seems to be when I get more interaction than any other time of day. Again, each page is going to be different. I'm very well aware of pages that get a lot of interaction first thing in the morning, particularly in the news or financial sector. But for traditional businesses, if you're just posting, helpful, informative content or photos, then just after lunch is a good time of day to post. Best types of content. And this changes constantly based on Facebook's algorithms, but in general, in my experience, photos have been one of the top. Asking questions, but make sure that the questions are authentic. Make sure that you're asking questions that you really want to know of your audience. I don't recommend asking questions just to ask a question, because the audience can sense that. Short posts, people just don't have a lot of time these days, so if you can get it in 90 characters or less, you'll actually see your posts reach a lot more people. Video is becoming very big right now. Plain status updates where you're just maybe sharing an update about yourself or your business with no photo or link attached. And then I have linked articles at the end, but I would actually probably move this one up because Facebook's latest algorithm change does favor sharing links. So don't be afraid to share links. Facebook is rewarding that behavior now. So just make sure that they have a nice picture that that populates the actual image area, and just make sure that it's useful content for your audience. Offer free information to help your audience solve a problem they are likely to have. That type of content will always get more reach. And finally, don't take my word for it on these. This is just my experience with my clients. Test these for yourself on your page and check your insights button. Your insights will tell you a lot about what days of the week your audience spends most of their time on your page, and also what times of day. So, okay, that's all great. Engagement is great. Building your likes is great. But how do you make money on Facebook? So you want to create what's called a Facebook funnel conversion strategy. And how you do that is you create a Facebook post with a link to an offer page. And don't stick with me here because I'm actually going to show you an example in just a minute on this PowerPoint of how to create this from beginning to end. But the first step is to create a Facebook post with a link to an offer web page that's got a really special offer that will grab your audience's attention. Advertise that Facebook post to your ideal audience. So again, we're getting back to knowing who your niche audience is and advertising that post to your niche audience. And then that audience, ideally, if you have the right lead magnet, you're offering them a free report that would be very interesting for them to know. Maybe if you're wanting to, more clients that need social media help, you might provide them a free report that gives them 10 ways to improve their Facebook page or 10 ways to improve their Twitter profile. So once you figured out the lead magnet that you want to offer, advertise that on Facebook. Then ideally your audience will click on that ad and land on your offer web page. Once they're on your offer web page, the Facebook user will either buy the offer that you have will either buy the offer that you're offering, or they'll enter your email. They'll enter their email address for the report that you're offering. So number one is if you've offered a direct sale, then if they've clicked on that, you will have made a sale. Result number two would be that if you've offered them a free report in exchange for their email address, that you got your first Facebook lead. So now I'm going to show you an example of how this works. Here's a Facebook ad that I ran for a local real estate company in Phoenix, Arizona. And here, the arrows are pointing to aspects of the ad that I find to be important. I like to create a smaller link. I like to have a link and let the audience be able to click, whether it's in the actual status update, on the photo, where the headline is, where it says "Great deal on homes now," or the "Learn more." So if the audience wants to click on any of those four, that will take them to the landing page that I'm going to show you in just a second. So this is the ad that I ran on Facebook. This is the landing page that they arrived on. So again, the previous ad said, click here to access to home deals, even if you're just looking. So we're trying to capture anyone who's interested in any type of home deal. They land on this landing page, which says free Phoenix home search. And then they can type in what part of town they're looking for a house in, how many bedrooms, what price range, and then they'll also be asked to enter their phone number information and their email address as well. Once they enter all that information in, this is the lead that came to my client. So it says you have a lead. It tells her, what part of town, what price range they're looking in, how many bedrooms. It gives her all the information that she needs in order to call back this client to talk to them about buying a home in that area.
Hey Mari, can I just ask you, was that a lead pages that you set up, or was it actually a page on their website?
This was actually a custom real estate lead page that I had made. This is not available on leadpages.net. I do use lead pages all the time for my clients, but this was actually a custom-made service that provides lead pages for real estate agents.
Great.
Yeah. So again, the client got the lead. They can call on the client and see what type of home that they need or what help they need. And basically, we just have that ad running on Facebook, and the leads just pour in. So my client doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to go out to networking events. She doesn't have to be pushing her business card at dinners here and there. She actually just sits back and waits for the leads to come into her email box. So some final thoughts on advertising on Facebook and social media in general. If you remember nothing else today, please remember that social media is about giving and not selling in general. Selling is a byproduct and getting leads is a byproduct, but you always want to make sure that you're offering, your best information and quick tips for free. It's also about listening as opposed to preaching. So be listening to your audience. Always be thinking of ways to offer your audience value as opposed to how you can get them to buy something. And that's they will buy from you after you earn trust. So rest assured that once you get them into your funnel because you've offered them significant value, generally in the form of either content or tips or maybe something free that you can offer, they will buy from you after they get to know you and earn trust. And if you would like any help on your Facebook funnel, or if you'd like help setting up a Facebook funnel, or you'd like help with Facebook advertising, just feel free to get a hold of me at the information that you see on this page. And I think that is it, Natalie. Do you have any questions?
Awesome. No, that's so great, Mari. I think it's so great for people to actually be able to see the examples that you've created, and I love how you really highlight them with the red arrows here and there. So what would be great is for people that are listening to this Google Hangout recording to give yourself a little bit of a homework and to come up with a line like if you love ... and fill in the blank that is relevant for your actual business. And of course, as Mari mentioned, if you want some help with this, Mari is the queen of Facebook ads, so I certainly recommend you get in touch with her if you want some assistance with your Facebook advertising. Thank you, Mari, for sharing your expertise.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for having me on, Natalie.
Great. Hey, thanks everyone for watching this little Google Hangout video where I bring in experts, and today we had Mari from the Marigold Marketing Group, and you can check out the full podcast and other blogs and information on gotogirl.co.nz. Thanks so much. Until next time, Natalie Cutler Welsh, the Go-To Girl, making social media and networking easy, fun, and fabulous.